Welcome back to my channel. I'm Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. Welcome back to day 3 of a day in the life at my barbecue food truck. So it is Friday, June 23rd, 6 o'clock in the morning. I just lit up my pit, started the pit with about 8 splits of wood. You can see it going there behind me. But today is a really busy day. We've got our briskets done, our pork butts are done, and our beef ribs are done. But everything else, we've got to cook today, plus we've also got to cook for tomorrow. Now Fridays we get really busy because we got to prepare all of our sides, which I'm going to show you bits and pieces of that today. I'm going to show you the ins and outs of what happens on the day of service at a barbecue food truck. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so as you can see, my brother's seasoning up the ribs. That's the very first thing that goes on the pit this morning, followed by the briskets and the pork butts for tomorrow. At around 10:30, we're going to season up our beef ribs and throw those on because those do not take as long as the briskets and the pork butts. Meanwhile, I'm going to boil the water for the beans and also the water for the smoked mac and cheese. Stay tuned. All right, so the ribs are on. Just want to tell you what I got going on here. I've got our beans in our pressure cooker. I'm boiling the pasta for our smoked mac and cheese. Pretty simple process so far. And I'm also going to be making our Texas chili in this pot right here. So again, we're really busy on Friday mornings. There's a lot that we've got going on, and it does not stop until the time we open at 11 a.m. So in this pot, I just have some bell peppers, onions, and garlic. So I'm just going to let these vegetables sweat down a little bit for a few minutes. Then we're going to add our seasonings, our spices, and yes, my Texas chili does have beans. I believe that Texas chili had beans, and it's always had beans. It's just some people that don't like beans have somehow taken them out. And you got to think that chili, I believe, started back in the cowboy days, cowboys and Indian days. And when these cowboys would pull off at a trail or whatever, they'd pull over and make chili. And because we're so close to the border, Texas is, to the Mexican border, I believe there was a big Mexican influence in the chili, and that's where the beans were added to the chili. Don't quote me on that story, but I think that's exactly how it went down, for beans to be added to Texas chili. So again, we add Texas chili, or we add beans to our Texas chili. So I'm gonna let this sweat down, let the pasta finish boiling. The beans take maybe 30 minutes in this pressure cooker. I got to tell you, if you guys own a food truck and you're going to be making beans, this is the way to go. If not, you're stuck boiling beans for 4 to 5 hours, and we don't want that. So just want to show you guys this process. So as you can see, my brother is seasoning up the briskets. He seasoned up the ribs earlier, threw those on the smoker, and immediately gets to seasoning the briskets. We're going to put these on, and once he does that, then the pork butts go on. So that's the order that we go in, and then again, at around 10:30, 11 o'clock, our beef ribs will go on, because the beef ribs don't take very long to cook. Not as long as our briskets anyway. So just want to show you guys this process. But again, it's extremely busy. We don't stop until 11 o'clock. And even at 11 o'clock, sometimes we have customers show up. So we really don't stop until maybe 1 o'clock. What do you think, Marty? 1, 2 o'clock? When it slows down a little bit, we get a little break. But then when we get the break, we're stuck cleaning. We're cleaning up the mess from whatever rush we had, wiping down all the counters, restocking our soda fridge. So there's always something to do at a food truck. And if we're not stocking the fridge, we're filling up the trailer with water, or emptying out the gray tank, which is our dirty water. So there's, again, always something to do. So stay tuned, and I'll bring you guys back. All right, so now I'm going to season up our turkey breast. I just released a video this morning on our turkey breast and how we prepare it here. Obviously, the only difference is the video I released was done on a pellet smoker, but here at the food truck, we do it on my offset smoker. So same exact process. You can see my brother's over there preparing the potato salad for the day. And I've got the pasta that I boiled, which I'm going to make the cheese sauce here in a little bit. Again, still pretty crazy busy, so let's season up this turkey breast. All right, so I've got one turkey breast here. Just going to pat it dry. Garlic powder. Black pepper. Now I only add the smoked paprika on top of the breast. Again, this is the SPQR brand, smoked paprika. That's it. Remember, make it into a little ball. Tuck that tail in. Just like that. Time for the smoker. All right, so I'm just making our banana pudding. We do serve it in these 8-ounce containers. Pretty simple process. I don't weigh it out. I just fill it all the way up to the top. Around that much. Then I grab a cookie. And that goes on the top just like that. And then we cover it up. So make a bunch of these. Just like that. My brother's weighing out the burgers. We do start with 6/10 of a pound for our smoked burger. You can see him weighing them over there. And we'll put those on. Then we'll wrap our ribs here in a minute. So I'll bring you guys back and show you guys that process as well. All right, so we're gonna wrap our spare ribs. This is what they look like after 3 hours in the smoker at 275 degrees. Make my rib glaze here, which is a mixture of our barbecue sauce and simple syrup. Just a light coating. We're gonna wrap these up and we're gonna put some more meats inside the smoker, and I'll show you guys what it looks like when our smoker is loaded up. Again, the day of service. And again, right now it's about 9:10. So these ribs have been smoking for about 3 hours. I'll bring you guys back in a minute. All right, guys, so it's about 9:30 in the morning and our pit is fully loaded with all of our proteins. So let me give you guys a quick pit tour and show you what we got going on in here. All right, so we have our spare ribs right there. You guys saw us wrap those up early this morning. I believe we have 7 or 8 racks. We've got our smoked chicken halves up here on the top shelf. We're smoking these at 350 degrees. Our baked potatoes are in there. Let's open up the next door. All right, so on the third door, we've got our briskets. We've got 6 briskets on and 2 pork butts. Now, you guys might be wondering, why do you have such a big pit if you're only smoking 6 briskets? Well, you got to kind of look at the weather, look at what's going on. We've got a lot of graduations going on, so that kind of slows down the business a little bit. So you got to be mindful of that and make sure that you don't overcook for the next day. Again, this meat is for Saturday. So this is our 4th door, all the way close to the stack. We've got our smoked burgers. We've got our smoked mac and cheese over there. Again, I prepare it, then we throw it in the smoker for 2 hours. Gets a nice coat of smoke. Then we mix it in. Then we've got our smoked turkey up here. So remember, our briskets and our pork butts for today's service are already in our food warmer along with our beef ribs. And I'll show you guys that once I load all this meat, take out the chickens, the potatoes, take everything out of the smoker, I'll show you guys what the food warmer looks like when it's completely loaded. So again, it's 9:30 in the morning, 9:40 almost, and we've got almost everything done. My brother's still got to do the coleslaw, pull the pork, and make the cowboy beans. And we are almost done. I did the cornbread. I'll show you guys that here in a minute as well if I get a minute. But I do want to show you guys what the food warmer looks like when it's completely loaded. So I'm going to bring you guys back when it's close to opening time. Maybe we'll catch a few customers and show you guys how we prepare a few of our barbecue platters. Stay tuned. All right, guys, so it's about 11:20 and we got a little rush. We had 8 customers waiting for us. So we got their orders out really quick. So I couldn't bring you guys in, but got their orders out pretty quick. They all took it to go because it's really hot outside. It's going to be about 104, 105 today. But as promised, I wanted to show you guys the food warmer. This is the food warmer that we use here. Give you a tour. There's a brisket that I just cut up. Let me brighten this up so you guys can see that. There we go. So I just cut that brisket earlier. And got the turkey back there. Got a bunch of ribs. Our beef ribs are in here. More briskets, burgers, and we still have our chicken that's in the smoker. It's almost ready. There's some of our most loyal customers. Thank you, Fort Bliss, in the military. But Yeah, that's what's going on. Everything's ready. The only thing we haven't pulled off yet are the chickens, but that's almost ready. There's with all the magic happens, that cutting board. I'll show you guys how we're going to prepare these gentlemen's order right here. So stay tuned. All right, guys, and just like that, we have 4 orders. So I'm going to leave the camera running and try to talk and prepare these platters for you guys. All right, so there's our smoked chicken for 1 order. Then we got 2 meats. We got spare ribs and spare ribs. This customer wants double ribs. So I'm going to slice up the double ribs here, which is 4 ribs. And yeah, I do turn the ribs over. It's just easier for me. I know there's a lot of pros out there that cut the ribs with the glaze up. There are the ribs right here. It goes on this platter, right, Marty? Yeah, first one. On my side. So there's our 4 ribs. He wants corn salad and chili. My brother's getting that together. Got the half chicken. My brother will take care of that. Then we got pulled pork on the next order and 2 meats. They want ribs and ribs. So another guy wants ribs and ribs. So I'm going to cut up another 4 bones. These are really tender. All right, so we've got these 4 orders that we're working on. We've got another gentleman that just placed an order. We've got 2 more guys coming up, so we're gonna get pretty busy here in a minute. But again, we don't take our time, but we don't freak out when we get busy. We actually prefer it to be busy because number 1, we run out of food faster, and the time goes by faster too. So my brother's topping the chili with the cheese and the chopped onions. This platter is pretty much done, no, Marty? Good. Page number 1, Adam, please.
What's up, Joe?
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you? All right, brother. Ribs and brisket?
However he looks it up for me.
He doesn't want any sides. You want water?
Yeah, bottle of water, please.
Don't charge him for the water. All right, so it's 12 p.m. in the afternoon, and it is hot out here. We had 14 customers that very first hour, so it got a little busy, but I did want to show you guys how we prepare some of the barbecue platters. You got to see me interact with some of the customers. Again, we have a lot of loyal customers, and we love those loyal customers. I know there's a lot of people out there trying to start a barbecue food truck or a food truck in general, and I hope this type of video helps you guys out. If you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and I will try to answer all of your questions. Until next time, Joe with Smokin Joe's Pit Barbecue. See ya.